One of the biggest challenges that we have in society right now is people questioning themselves and their own ability to have self-confidence in the absence of money. Startups, entrepreneurialism, it's more common than not to be struggling in the initial stages of any business. But how do you actually separate your self-confidence away from money so you can remain confident regardless what your bank balance actually looks like? Well, the first place to begin is to get a grasp of how you psychologically think about money. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine that you're in a massive warehouse. So within this warehouse, all of the walls, the ceiling, the floor, everything is covered in white. See yourself standing there. Now, I want you to imagine that there's some money in the room. Where is this money in relation to you standing in that warehouse? Is it in the distance? Is it close by? Is it right in front of you? Is it mountains, piles of money all around the room? Is it standing over you? Is it just a few coins on the floor? Next, I want you to observe the movement of the money. So is the money flowing in and out freely, or is it just sitting there? What do you think about the money? Are you angry towards it? Are you afraid of the responsibility of it? Get a good idea in your mind now how you feel about the money in the room. Next, what I want you to do is take the money out of the room, clear the space, and standing in front of you is another version of yourself. Now, put the money next to you. How do you distinguish between the money and yourself and your self-confidence? The purpose of this activity is to get a full grasp of how you psychologically feel about finances. One of the issues that we have here is when you start to visualize your thoughts and your feeling in relation to money, is that we start to uncover some specific hurdles that you may have that are preventing not only the flow of it into your existence, but the fact that your identity and money are completely entwined into one. Now, what I observe with a lot of business owners is the second their cash flow peaks, their confidence goes through the roof, they think they're unstoppable and they fail to protect the bottom line. By looking in this warehouse at how you perceive money in relation to you, how you feel about it, you can identify the specific challenges that you're facing with it. So for example, if you saw money in the room and it was standing over you as if it was larger, it's almost as if you're at the mercy of the money and the finances yourself. It's got control over you instead of you having control over it. What you can do is visualize shrinking the money down but spreading it out all over the floor of the warehouse. Imagine that there's millions around there, but you're in control, you're standing over it. By simply switching the visual representation you have of it, you're able to start shifting how you behave in relation to it. If you believe the money has control over you, then you'll allow it to have control over you. Obviously, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you have an identity of an individual that is, I'm always abundant, I'm always looking for the next opportunity, I'm always protecting the downside, whilst looking ahead into the future to keep my cash flow consistent, regardless of whether or not you have the money, you will have the confidence to solve the problem at hand. And here's where we need to do one very specific thing. We need to understand and identify what our identity gap is in relation to the money. So you have an identity over here of someone who may not have money and may not have confidence at the same time. Or you have an identity over here of someone who does have money, does have confidence, but if the money falls out of the bottom, they have the confidence to go and get the answer to fix it as soon as possible. We want to close that gap so you can step over here, and this does take some time. So what is your gap in relation to money? When you saw it in the room, was it off in the distance in the warehouse, which kind of means it feels out of reach to you? So how do you bring it closer? Well, of course, that's education. And I've always stated education equals cash flow. Say it with me, education equals cash flow. How you see money will define how it shows up for you by means of your psychological processes surrounding it. Once you start to understand some of these psychological processes, you'll start to find opportunities that you would have stepped right over in the past. For more lessons on becoming unstoppable, visit theidentitygap.co right now. I'll see you there. Take care.